My name is Mary Briggs. Yeah, and my business is craft gardening. I've been doing garden maintenance for like, gosh, 25 years. I got a master's in fine arts in pottery and ceramics.
Wow, so that lends itself. I mean, you're in the world of artistry already, and now you're making art with plants.
I feel like, yes, I feel like it's really nice. And what I love about this garden and what I love about Susan is that this is my first opportunity to really bring in a lot of natives, because I was really interested in, just like your beautiful shirt, creating, beautiful palettes with plants. And I was going to really, unique nurseries. That was my fun thing, so that my gardens would stand out from everybody's.
Okay.
Not just look like what can we find that's fun and new.
Yeah.
But what I'm trying to do is, inspired by Doug Tallamy, and trying to do the 2/3 for the birds, and trying to rewild, which is so on trend right now, which is an awesome trend. So a lot of these plants, are native to the Willamette Valley or Oregon, and will host a lot of beneficial insects and therefore birds.
Well, lovely. I can't wait to get a closer look at some of these. And there's not an actual fence here. We're in the front yard, but thank you for inviting us over the fence.
Oh my gosh, thank you for coming. I learned so much watching Pam's interview, and so I just like the idea of sharing that, and I love it that you're doing this. She wanted a storybook house, and there actually are houses that look like storybook houses, which are little, Hansel and Gretel. And so she really wanted the flagstone, and but it's a big project to excavate this whole lot. And so we did this sort of piecemeal of combining gravel with the occasional flagstone, landing. This is a small seating area, a restful space.
I absolutely love the symmetry and how it is so balanced, and you have these just 3 sections of flagstone that just really draw your eye like around. And so that is awesome. You did a really fantastic job with that.
And the Earthworks guys,
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they did a great job. It was collaboration for sure. Yeah. So the natural materials, that storybook feel, to go with the lovely, stained glass and the clinker brick and the ironwork and all that. So anyway, she hired this metal worker, iron worker, I believe, to make the light and the railing, and she just had this teeny little 3-foot wide sidewalk that went straight up, and her yard was just kind of random grass that was not really grass, and the peach tree, and she had fireweed that she said drove the neighbors crazy. But she liked the wild thing.
It spread to their places, is that why?
I know, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful. It's too bad.
I agree. And I think people are getting, we're turning people on to that, right? Yeah.
Right. And then the roadie was here as well.
The foundation plants, the camellias, the roadies, and the peach tree. Yeah. This is our native Sedum Oreganum. It's a native sedum, and I love the way it's going, this nice yellow to orange. It's like the browning out is actually kind of orange. And this is our native Oregon Sunshine.
Lovely. So that used to have, in the earlier parts of the year, it just has these beautiful yellow flowers that shoot up, and so is that green when those flowers are
or
there?
tight and low, and then it's just grown up and
then they're
flowered.
just like shifting places. That's beautiful.
And the Origeron, I didn't get our native Origeron. I'd love to get that, but that's the early spring show was the Oregon Sunshines, and the nice pink tall flowers. I love tall spiky things. So those, but I love leaving the seed heads. It used to be in the old days, right? We'd cut them down, but we're letting them reseed, and hopefully this will have kind of the 3 oaks are the Oregon white oaks, cornerstone species, right? With the goldenrod and the astra. They've been raised in pots, so they're getting a lot of irrigation now, and hopefully that irrigation will all get backed off. So I wanted to create this sort of wave of prairie June grass, and in between it, you can see a little bit of the camas. So the blue Camisia.
Oh, lovely.
So we've got this nice little snaking through of that, and then the grasses come up and fill in.
Wow.
And the lupa, these actually volunteered, some of these.
Oh, okay. Was there turf before that you took off?
We took out so much soil.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and we brought in like 7 units.
Wow.
So that's...
Yeah, you've got some nice mounds here.
I love berms. And being the corner, I wanted to kind of create a nice berm, and I wanted this to kind of be a little sunken seating area.
It definitely has that feel of being very cozy down there. And then, you know, with the taller plants in back too, of course, so it makes it very cozy.
Yes, Susan just came out today, and she said, you know, when I sit here, it actually feels like I will actually have some screening, you know?
Right.
And it's just amazing. She's just loved watching all the bees. Hummingbird came right when I planted the agastache. That's not native, but...
What a drought-tolerant plant that looks lovely.
Yeah, right. All this is supposed to be drought-tolerant. The Baptisia will grow on the roadsides in Texas.
Yeah. And it takes a while to get established, right? Like, how old is that plant?
This all went in November.
Oh, okay.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, nice.
That's one reason I called you. I was like, I am so happy with this. I mean, usually it takes 3 years for me when I do a garden to kind of feel like it's settled, but this is really, I mean, this, like I said, I just had to bring in some plants because we lost some of the salvias. I wanted her to be able to sit here and watch like the hummingbirds, and but they didn't make it.
You think it was a winter thing? We had a rough winter.
I think so. I think so.
I lost my pineapple sage.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the salvias, I think the wet feet and the cold combination. I love the pines, right? Yeah. This is going to be only maybe 10 feet in 10 years.
Okay.
And the new growth comes out bright yellow. And this is the Physocarpus, you know, our little 9-bark tiny wine. So we'll get some of the benefits of having a little native without having a big, huge plant. This is a little rock rose. Had the most beautiful yellow blossom, a teeny little blossom with a burgundy center.
That's just the new growth, huh?
Yeah, nice silvery.
Yeah, that is such a pretty color variation.
I love the silvers dancing through the garden because they really act as kind of a little, like the night garden thing. They're kind of bright.
Right? Mm-hmm. I love the stems of this kind of dancing in the lupin too. That's really lovely.
Yeah, that lupin, another volunteer. But that works well together. That's true. Ceanothus right where you are, so that'll be big and different, you know, over time. Okay. This is an Asclepia, a milkweed.
Oh, the narrow leaf, huh?
Yes, yes.
Nice. I haven't seen that out of a pot.
Yeah, this is, oh, let's not try to say the Latin. Yeah, Asclepia do you know
Fascicularis?
Nope.
Fascicularis. Fascicularis.
There you go. And this was a volunteer. Why not, right?
Of course.
A sunflower. And I love the dwarf pines again because of her Colorado.
Oh, yeah.
We lost a couple echinacea. I don't know why. Huh. But all drought, hot aspect. I love that plant. Do you love that plant?
I love it, yes. I actually planted one this year and it did not bloom, which is very sad.
Huh.
But it's great to go and get a zoom in. It's like you could almost turn this into a stamp. Look at all those little stars.
Oh my gosh, I've never looked at how close to that. That is gorgeous. And I love just the little bit of flagstone at the entryway with the compacted gravel and the graceful curves. Do you know the Epilobium, Zauschneria?
Uh-huh. That is a perfect spot for it there.
Hot.
Yeah, hot, and it just draws your eye. Like, what is this? And then you look, oh my god. These
came in randomly.
Of course. The Cowboys toilet paper.
Oh, the Cowboys. This is a different variety of goldenrod, and this is called Fireworks. So I went with the Canadensis, and this, they do get pretty thuggy, you know, but you know what? I don't care if everything fills in. Do you? Right. I mean, less room for weeds, right? I got that from Mr. Gosser, Picea. Oh, let me see. Blue Pearl. So she, being from Colorado, wanted a blue spruce. Her parents have a blue spruce at their house. And so we found a little dwarf blue spruce.
I just, like, sometimes they just get the name spot on. And Is it gonna keep this shape naturally?
Yeah, it's a super compact, you know, it's probably a witch's broom variety, you know, that someone took a cutting of. And it will, I think it's only going to get 2 by 2, not like the blue globe spruce. Those kind of get like 5 by 5. This will stay super compact.
Oh, that's awesome.
And this is that another dwarf Daphne, the Lawrence Crocker.
Okay.
So that'll stay low and moundy. So our low things, you know, as we go into the entryway.
And then it's lovely to see the Kinnikinnick with their little red berries.
And that's a little manzanita. It's a little dwarf one called Sunset, I think.
Oh, okay.
Can't you sleep with this under your pillow and it's supposed to give you good dreams
I
or
think
something,
so,
or big dreams?
Like, I know the straight species. I mean, probably the different varieties to an extent, for sure. And what's this little guy?
That is a
is that a buckwheat?
It's a buckwheat.
Wow.
It's a buckwheat, and
it's so adorable.
Isn't it cute?
It's cute little curly leaves.
And it's a bright, really garish. You can still kind of see the yellow flowers in there. Yeah. And the buckwheats are great for the insects. I just got some buckwheat honey. I don't know how they did that. Ocean spray. Do you ever?
I love that plant.
I love ocean spray too. It kind of goes kind of pinkish to whitish. When we were up at Sparks Lake, and there's one for higher altitudes that it kind of goes pinky creamy. And these alliums have been giving since
here's one that's still looking.
Nodding onions.
I see them as little flying saucer plants.
I love the way you're seeing. Yes, they are little flying saucer plants. And we didn't plant a lot under here because this is just this beautiful old apple tree.
Oh yeah.
Knowing that all these apples were going to be falling, so the grasses worked great for that.
Nice.
And then we did go ahead and just, this side of the house doesn't get seen so much. And kind of use this lovely weeping Alaskan cedar. I love those.
I love them too. And once it gets tall and matches the height of the house, that will be just such a great exclamation point.
And storybooky, right?
Yeah, so whimsical. I love it. And then you have the Solomon seal too coming out of there. That's a great shady plant.
Some native Mahonia, rugosa.
Okay. Is that the small kind?
Stays low.
Great.
Yeah, and I think the snowberry, this is Susan, she has a studio down there and didn't want the windows completely covered. And we'll see if the snowberry does. The snowberry can sure spread, but boy, it really hosts a lot. And some Indian plum, two of those.
That's so very nice.
Snowberry. And just a drip of spirea, because this is all lilac.
Oh, okay. Is this a native spirea?
It's birch leaf spirea.
Oh, right. I think, yeah, not quite.
I think it's a japonica.
Beautiful spirea nonetheless. You've got the oak leaf hydrangea bringing it in at the end.
At the end, little semi-evergreen with some fall color. These get actually a nice fall color. And they'll eventually kind of all grow in together and then have the bleeding heart in front. We were afraid to really excavate too close to the peach tree. And this was here, and that's okay. The bees love the mint.
I think that these look
it fits
lovely.
in, right?
And then, you've got your mojito supply right there.
You're right.
Or is there a drink you could make with mint and peach? Probably several.
No, anything. I could drink anything with those
together.
Right. Yeah, and isn't the ironwork just beautiful? And that's why we went with the actual iron, or the metal edge.
And that lantern. Oh,
isn't that gorgeous?
Yes.
So we were kind of trying to get the whole, when she said storybook house, I was like, yeah. It's kind of, I know this is beautiful.
Isn't it a dream getting clients like that are like, make me something whimsical and fairy tale like? It's like,
it is a dream. It is a dream. And Susan thought about this for a year. She had to think about it for a year. And I had to give her, because she didn't know enough about gardening. And she was like, grasses? And I don't understand. And native plants? Do we need that? I want to do something. And it's a huge expense to excavate all this. But she thought about it. And then she loves it. So it's really nice. It makes me so happy that she comes out here and she's just like, oh my gosh, Mary, I see all these insects and she feels like she's doing something good for the environment. She's working on a series right now about bird loss, you know.
Oh.
And insects are related to birds.
Right.
Yeah, birds need the insects to feed their babies. So it's kind of a win-win, like to be able to use native plants 2/3, you know, if we can do 2/3 and make it look beautiful, because it looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Absolutely does.
Yay.
Yes.
Yay.
Well, thank you so much for giving us a tour.
Thank you.
Over the fence.
Doing
over
this.
The imaginary fence.
I love that.
Yeah.
Over the fence. Like people talking over. I love it. People sharing, right? Thank you.
Exactly.
I love your gumption. Yay!